When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Better 1,000 when you check your stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask. I just really hit the field. 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 Boy, I'm about to hit the field.
And welcome to another episode of the Hitting the Field podcast. It is your host, Jeremy Brener, here on a Friday afternoon right before a holiday weekend. We go into the fourth quarter. We don't just take the fourth quarter off. We're Tim Tebow. We have the spirit of Tim Tebow in our veins here at Hitting the Field. Jeremy Brener here, your host. I don't know what I just said.
That was interesting right
there. That was something.
Fires me up.
It just makes you wonder what's going to come out of my mouth for the next 45 or so minutes. Talking conference championship weekend this Sunday. Pretty crazy stuff. To my right, we got Jon Whitley, a regular here. Welcome back to the podcast, John. What's going on?
Thank you for having me. I'm fired up to be here, and I can't think of a better way to ease into the long weekend than previewing these games with you guys.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to have you on the pod. And to my far right, we got another rookie, y'all. It's a rookie of the year.
Yes, sir.
It's the year of the rookie. And we got Mr. Sean Greed to my right. Sean, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, what brought you to HTF, and just a little fun fact. Like, what's so fun about you, bro?
I think the one good thing about me is I'm a Patriots fan, so I know a lot of you that listen are going to love me, because I have a lot of hot takes about the Patriots. I think HTF is doing something that not a lot of colleges do. You take a lot of kids and a lot of people that want to get to know more about this industry, put them together in a room, and start talking sports. And it's not just, fan perspectives, it's logical perspectives from people that actually know what they're talking about. So I thought it'd be a great club to come in and bring my talents to hitting the field. I did a podcast with the Orlando Apollos, rest in peace. So that was fun, but I'm going to bring my hot takes to hitting the field and get talking on these conference games this weekend.
The Apollos weren't here for a long time, but they were here for a good time.
Yeah, a good time.
They were here for a good time.
About a couple months. It was a good time when it lasted.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Apollos.
Rest in peace.
We're almost about a year now to when they started their championship campaign. But let's talk some NFL. How about that?
Yes, 100%.
Enough AAF talk. I remember when we did a whole segment dedicated to the AAF. We were so excited about the AAF in last spring, and it
died out.
It died down.
We can call like it is.
It died like the Patriots season did.
Oh, okay. Jeremy, that was, still a little sore right there, okay? Let's calm down with the hot take there.
Yeah, Sean, when was the last time your team was not playing on championship weekend?
Oh, God. Wow, 2012?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, or 2011, or no, yeah, 2012.
You just forget, because it's been so much. It's been so long.
It's been a while.
But someone who does have a team playing on championship weekend, Mr. Jon Whitley.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
For the first time since 2017 when we got waxed by the Atlanta Falcons.
Waxed.
It's two times in 4 years. I mean, considering you had 2 seasons in between where you don't even
completely missed the playoffs, but we're back.
You're welcome back.
We're back.
Welcome back to the party. So yeah, let's dive into some Packers Niners. That is the second game of 2 on Sunday night. Packers and Niners played earlier in the year. Didn't go the way that Jon Whitley would have wanted it to go, but hey, that game doesn't matter now. It's about what happened Sunday. So John, I usually like to do this with any one of our fans for our teams in the show. I'm going to give you unfiltered time right here. You're going to get about 2.5-3 minutes, and I want you to talk about why the Packers are going to advance to the Super Bowl Sunday night. Punch that ticket to Miami. You got 3 minutes starting
right now.
Now.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Our last loss was to the 49ers, but after that game, we held a players-only meeting, and we've been a different team since. It hasn't been pretty, but we haven't lost a game. We played some good football. This isn't a dominant defense, but it's an opportune defense. And Jimmy G is a mistake-prone QB. I think he's a very good quarterback, But I think the key for the Packers in this game is if you can force at least 2 interceptions, you'll win this game. I think the 49ers do have the top-ranked pass defense in the league, so we got to feed Aaron Jones early and often. I think the biggest concern is the fact that I don't think Rodgers has a legitimate passing weapons outside of Devontae Adams. Granted, Jimmy Graham really did come on last week. If we can get that kind of play out of him this week, that'll be huge, particularly because I think most people expect Sherman to bottle up Devontae Adams in this one and neutralize him. So I think the X factor for the Packers is going to be Jimmy Graham. And I think we'll win because of that opportune defense. We'll win because the defense will come away with at least 2 takeaways.
All right, you got about 40 seconds to talk about anything but the Packers. Go.
Anything but the Packers?
Anything but the Packers or the game this weekend.
Well, man, I've really only got Packers on my mind right now.
That's respectful.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? That's respectful. The fact that you're loyal to the team and you got tunnel vision.
I'm all in.
I'm
all in on the Packers.
You're all in. You got all the chips in. That's respectful.
I'll say this though. I'm more optimistic for next season for the Packers. I think we're a year.
Bro,
I think
what
we're
are you talking about?
Listen. I think it's great we're here. I think we're a year. I think we're ahead of schedule.
John. You are 2 wins away from a Super Bowl this year, and you're
sound like a guy that's very confident.
Optimistic about next year
because guess what? We're a year ahead of schedule. We hit the draft. We get Rodgers another weapon. Re-sign Balaga, bring in a veteran inside linebacker like Littleton, and now we're the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
John, you are talking like your team is in the offseason right now, brother.
Well,
you are talking like your team is in the offseason right now. Do you expect that your team's coming to the couch where Sean's Patriots are and my Texans are? And,
I mean, listen.
And Jeff's Browns have been have like a set spot
they're
that
set.
have been there.
They're
for,
comfy, bro.
Yeah.
They have
a reserve spot
up. They got the
a
bowl
reserve
of
spot
popcorn.
and the footrest. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, Sean.
Yeah.
Look, Jimmy G is in the Final Four here.
My boy Jimmy G.
Okay,
you gotta love him.
Okay, but let's make this. This does not mean the Patriots are in the conference championship.
Yeah.
Hey,
how does that feel knowing that the guy you guys got rid of is playing and Tom Brady has to sit at home and watch?
I mean, to be fair, Tom Brady did win a Super Bowl
while Jimmy G was on the team.
And since they traded Jimmy G,
So I'm happy for the kid. I think he's playing. What's the right word? Decent. I wouldn't say he's playing out of his mind. I think San Fran has too good of a team. He's being a game manager right now.
He's a glorified Alex Smith.
Okay, let's not go.
That's high upside for a game manager.
Yeah, let's not go that far.
The ultimate game manager is Alex Smith.
That's right, but he's not. Jimmy G has a lot more talent than Alex Smith. I think. That's
But he also doesn't need to show it. I feel.
When you have a running game and a defense, you don't need to take over a game.
All right, so Sean.
Yeah.
John got the chance to talk Packers. I'm going to give you the chance to talk Niners.
Well, let's just say this. The Green Bay Packers are going to get demolished in this game. I don't think it's a question. I think Mr. Whitley to my left knows that that's what's going to happen.
I mean, he sounded like
listen, as a Patriots fan, I'll tell you how, before the Tennessee Titans game, I was saying, oh, yeah, we're going to win, blah, blah. Let's be real. I was not confident, and I think most Patriots fans weren't confident. So if I'm a Green Bay Packers fan going into this week, I just need to sit down, relax, and hope we don't get blown out like the last time we played the 49ers. 37-8. That's not a game. That's a demolition derby, okay? The only hope for the Packers this week, and I think it's no secret, is Aaron Rodgers. Last game that he played the 49ers, he went 20 for 33, 104 yard-wise, and 1 touchdown. If Aaron Rodgers throws for 100 yards in a game, you're not going to win the game, especially when the rushing wasn't spectacular either.
That's true. And here's the thing. But you mentioned Aaron Rodgers, and I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I'll say this. It's hard to beat a team twice in the same year. I don't care what the situation is. Mm-hmm. And especially when the second time is for the NFC Championship game.
Absolutely.
So in John's defense and in the Packers' defense, Aaron Rodgers is the best player on the field on Sunday.
Absolutely.
And when you have the best player on the field, that is an advantage, especially when it comes to a conference championship setting. Because Aaron Rodgers, John, I don't know if you know this answer off the top of your head. How many conference championships has Aaron Rodgers played in?
I believe he's played in.
He's played in 2016.
3. Let's see, he played in
the first one where he went to the Super Bowl,
beat Chicago, and then lost to Seattle, and then lost to Atlanta.
So this is conference championship number 4 for Aaron Rodgers. Now, I mean, you do have Richard Sherman, who's been to probably, I would assume, 3 or 4 of his own.
About the same.
Yeah. But, I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. And at the end of the day, I mean, look, and Aaron Rodgers, we've seen him do things that he's in a class of his own.
Absolutely.
And this is the time for him to truly take that leadership step and to move forward. Now, also, you have this. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator the last time that the Packers were in the conference championship. So, and since then, Kyle Shanahan has not coached, I guess other than the Super Bowl, has not coached in a more important game than what he's about to face on Sunday.
Well, and I think the X factor for the 49ers is Kyle Shanahan's play calling. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no question. The 49ers,
which he's done probably he's done an outstanding
absolutely
job.
He's making Jimmy G's life very easy when he's out there. Do I think it's going to be another 37-8 game? No, the Packers will make it close up till halftime. But when we're looking at talent wise, let's keep it real for a sec. The Green Bay Packers are an average team. They are an average team.
A 13-3 team.
A 13-3 that is an average team. Like,
I don't know if you can call it average.
So last week,
13-3 though.
Well, no, listen.
Only 3 teams or 4 teams in the league got 13 wins this year, and they were one of them. You got to give them some respect.
Oh, listen, there's no question. I respect the Green Bay Packers. They got here for a reason. There's no question about it. When you look at the way they play, they don't blow, like, your eyes don't look at them and say, oh my God, they're amazing.
Right.
They're a team that can get it done when need be.
Yes.
And when you're playing a team like the 49ers that is above average in every statistical category, it makes it hard for a fan or a person that's looking at the game to say, I think the Packers have a shot. When your passing offense is 18th in the league, rated 18th, and your rushing is rated 15th, it's hard for me to think that you can have a shot to beat a team that's ranked in the top 5 in both rushing and passing. Yeah. That's what makes it hard.
John, let's pass the mic to you. What about the Niners concerns you the most?
What about to me it's that defensive secondary. They're number 1 in pass defense.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a lot of success in the passing game.
So which player other than Devontae Adams, because I assume obviously Devontae Adams, and I guess you said Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll tell you has changed since the one thing I will tell you that has changed since the last time we played the 49ers is the fact that Allen Lazard has emerged as a legitimate secondary threat. So I think as long as he's healthy, good to go, I think he's a real threat. I think also, if you get the kind of play we got out of Jimmy Graham last week, that's a legitimate threat. And like I've said...
Jimmy Graham doesn't have to be Jimmy Graham of 2010. Jimmy Graham can be the Jimmy Graham of 2020, and that might be good enough.
Yeah, it is good enough.
He doesn't need to be tight end number 1.
Yeah. And it's like you can throw all the numbers away when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, because as long as he's that quarterback, you've got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And let me just say this. If Aaron Jones has a decent game, like, 100 yards rushing, the Packers do have a shot. If the 49ers cannot stop the pass and they can minimally stop the run, the Packers do have a shot to win this game. I just don't see the 49ers having a slump. I feel like it's going to be, maybe a 2-touchdown to 17-point win.
Yeah.
The Packers are going to make adjustments. I just don't think they're going to make enough adjustments.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the Niners, though, is they have proven this season that they can win in so many different ways. They have won games where they literally, they played the Redskins earlier this year. I think it was a 9-0 game. They ran the ball the whole time. They've also won shootouts. They beat the Saints, 48-45 or something like that. Like they've won high scoring games. They've won low scoring games. They have literally been in every single. They have not been blown out this season. No other team can say that. They are the team. They are the one team that has been in every single game they've played in this season, and that is that's an incredible stat. I mean, the fact that, that they could easily be, 17-0 right now going into this game. So as the defense, because we haven't really talked about a lot about this Packers defense, which I don't think gets a lot of credit. It gets enough credit. So, John, but also you look at this Niners offense, and the Niners offense this year has been very multifaceted. You can hit Kittle for a 15-yard gain. You can hit Mostert can go up the middle for 20. Breida, Tevin Coleman was leading rusher in the last game against the Vikings. He ran for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can, Deebo Samuel, you can run an end around, and Deebo Samuel can get you 15 yards. How do you stop this Niners offense with that Packers defense? How, like, if you got the defensive coordinator headset, what do you advise your team? What is your game plan to try to stop these offensive players, on the offensive weapons that the Niners have?
Yeah, I'm going all in on the pass rush. I think I'm sending a lot of blitzes from a lot of different ways. I think that's what you have to do, because if you're not getting to Jimmy G, they're going to beat you. I mean, and guess what? Sometimes the blitz isn't going to get home and you're going to get burned, but that's the risk you have to take when you're going against a team that's this good on offense and has this many weapons.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, Sean, yeah. Like, what player needs to have a good game for the Packers in order for them to win? And then, John, I'll get you on that question too, but what player needs to have a good game in order, like, if this player does not show up, there's no way the Packers can win. Defense. On
the defense-wise, I'm looking – it's a very young defense. There's no question about it. I think up front, Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith are going to have to be the key components. Kevin King is going to have a big game. He cannot get beat down the field, go long, get 30-yard gains over the air. I think it's going to come down to the pass rush, just like Mr. Whitney said. But also, I think – if the Packers can stop the run, they have a shot. Like, that's always been the 49ers, mantra is if they can run the ball, they're going to do fine. So if the Packers can stay up front, stop the run, make sure that they don't get any trick plays with, the wide receivers coming out the backfield, then the Green Bay Packers do have a shot. I don't think the issue is, for instance, the 49ers passing attempts is 29th in the league. So they don't pass the ball a lot. They run the ball. So if you give the ball to Jimmy G, can he make enough plays to give the 49ers the game? I think that's the game plan for the Green Bay Packers. I don't think there's any question that they're just going to put a bunch of guys up front and try to stop that running game. And if they stop it, they think they have a shot.
Yeah, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I am running this ball down Green Bay's throat, because that is what got you the win when they played them the last time. And I think, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then if it doesn't work in the first quarter, then okay, then get Kittle involved, then get Emmanuel Sanders deep, then work on your deep, then work on your deep game. But I think if you can run them out of the first quarter and get like 14 points, and then force Aaron Rodgers to keep throwing the ball, then, because that's the thing is, Aaron Rodgers is important in this game, but they need Aaron Jones to be able to keep the ball out of San Francisco's hands.
And not just that, if Aaron Jones is running well, the play action game is going to be insanely good. Exactly. That's why Aaron Rodgers thrives. Yeah. Is the play action pass.
John, defensive MVP, who do the Packers need to step up on the defensive side?
If the Packers are going to win, then Blake Martinez is the guy who's going to have to step up and have a huge game. Because here's the thing. We know Zadarius Smith is going to get after Jimmy G. We know Preston Smith is going to have a good game. We know Jair Alexander and Kevin King are going to have solid coverage all game. But Blake Martinez is the question mark. When he looks good, we win, and he looks like Luke Kuechly. When we lose, he looks like a fringe roster guy who can't stop the run, who can't cover anybody. So he's going to have to run with Kittle at times. He's going to be blitzing, getting after Jimmy G at times. He had a big sack in that Vikings game on Kirk Cousins. We're going to need to see some more of that. And he's got to step up and run support.
Yeah.
That's the key, is Blake Martinez.
I think, I think whoever's covering Martinez, whoever's covering Kittle. And now I think Martinez is going to get that assignment sometimes.
I think Adrian Amos is going to come up and get it.
Another thing I would say, I think the team, if the Packers are going to need to win the turnover game here, if they want to win this game, they're going to need at least one, maybe two. in order to win this game. Probably 2.
I think 2 if you're going to win.
And you're going to need Adrian Amos to catch you on a blind side. You need Jair Alexander maybe to go and take a risk. I mean that's the thing though, and I think that kind of goes into the space of where these two teams are. The Niners are the better football team here. I think the three of us can agree with that. However, I don't think that the Packers are totally out of this, because I do think that the Packers have the ability to make enough plays and take enough risks. And I feel like the Packers are going to need not only to play their best game of the season, but they're going to need the Niners to not play their best game of the season. I feel like if you put, I feel like if the Niners put their best foot forward, they can win any game. And that is a power that only exists with the number one team in the conference. And it's something that New England has had a lot of over the years. It's something that Green Bay used to have. It's something that Baltimore had this year. And that's the thing is, Baltimore lost last weekend because not only did Tennessee play the absolute best they could, but it was because Baltimore did not play their best. And that is why I believe San Francisco is going to win this game, because so many things are going to have to go right for the Packers in order for them to win, versus the Niners, who only really need to focus on themselves. If you need to focus on the other team performing differently, the Niners are in control of their own destiny, and that's where you want to be at this point in the season. They really just need to play their game, and they will be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in 2 weeks. That's how I see it, or 3 weeks, whatever.
And like I said, I think you're exactly right. I think it is up to the 49ers. And like I said, even though I do think the 49ers will end up winning by, a decent margin, like a 14 to 17 point victory, like everybody says in the NFL, when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, you can never count him out. So, yeah, we'll definitely see. It'll be a good game, and I hope it's close, but I just don't see it happening.
I'm gonna go 37-27.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in the 20s. I got 20-28 Green Bay. Because here's the thing, guys, we got to remember, this is Jimmy G's second playoff game as a starter. I think come playoff time, experience is huge, and I think sometimes you got to get there and lose before you can get there and win. I think Jimmy G may just not quite be ready.
I'll say 37-23 49ers.
Fair enough. All right, NFC out of the way. Let's pull the AFC in here. Raise your hand if you thought that on January, 17th? Raise your hand on January 17th if you believed that the Chiefs and the Titans would be playing in the AFC Championship 6 months ago.
Yeah, we have one liar in here with his hands up.
Six months ago.
Right,
all right,
6
Sean.
months ago?
Yeah, 6 months ago.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm lying if I say 6 months ago, but definitely last week I definitely had that.
All right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, think about it. The Tennessee Titans are 1 game away.
The Tennessee Titans.
Put respect on their name.
So, I mean, look. Yeah. I'm surprised. I would say that, but this run, because in recent years, we saw this like I think when I was growing up, we saw a lot of like kind of Cinderella runs. You saw the Giants do it twice.
Let's not talk
the Steelers
about that
did it. The Steelers were able to do it.
Even the Packers did it.
The Packers did it once. But then we got to kind of a pattern. I think that's when Seattle started making runs, and Denver, the teams that were the number 1 seed, were getting advantages. You didn't see a whole lot of upsets in the divisional round, but this year we have one. The Tennessee Titans have just as good of a chance, really, as any one of these 4 teams to win at the very end. And that's all because of Derrick Henry. It really is. Derrick Henry is playing like a quarterback right now. And I say that because he has, and not necessarily, not just because he threw a touchdown last week. That's not even what I'm trying to get at. But the amount of influence he has on the Titans offense is that of a quarterback of another team. So, yeah, I think Derrick Henry is propelling this incredible run, and I think there's a chance that they can roll through Kansas City as well on Sunday and then go to Miami. Am I the only one who feels that way, or is there someone that's picking up what I'm putting down?
Jeremy, I've been saying that for the whole week. John has said that there's no chance that that's happening. But last week, I talked to maybe 20 people, and I said I thought Tennessee would upset Baltimore, and I was criticized all week. I don't think Tennessee is more talented. I think anybody can look at two teams like Kansas City and Tennessee and say, Kansas City's more talented. I think it's more about grit. And I think Tennessee right now is a very confident football team. And Kansas City, as much as everybody wants to talk about last week and they were down 24, came back, scored 51 points, a 51-7 run, which is absolutely crazy. The Texans' defense is not
the Titans' defense. It's not the Titans' defense.
No, and it's a completely different game for Kansas City. They've played once before. It's going to be a completely different game. But for the Tennessee team, I think you have to look at the last game and just kind of see it looks almost identical to what I think is going to happen. Ryan Tannehill threw 19 balls in week 10, I believe, for 181 yards.
I'll try to fact check that.
Yeah, fact check it for me. 19 times for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a QBR of 58.6 in week 10. Derrick Henry ran the ball 23 times for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. That sounds really familiar because in the last 2 weeks, he's been doing the same thing to Baltimore and New England. So I don't think it's any secret what the Tennessee Henrys are going to do. They're going to give the ball to Derrick Henry. He's going to run all over Kansas City. And I do think the Titans upset the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not more talented, but they have a chip on their shoulder right now, and they're going to use it to their advantage.
Niners Titans Super Bowl. That just sounds kind of weird.
Nobody would have predicted that back in August.
No. But go ahead, John.
Can I just tell you guys what excites me most about this matchup?
What excites you most?
It's the fact that we've seen a new trend this year where it seems like the power run football is back. And we never would have seen that coming before the season. The 49ers have gotten there, making the power run game great again. The Titans have gotten there, making the power run game great again. So now we get to see a clash of philosophies where the Chiefs are more of the spread, aired out, modern offense that we thought was the future. And the Titans are this new wave of bringing back the power run game. And we get to see probably the best aired out spread quarterback versus the best power run game running back, and kind of get to see a clash of those two philosophies.
Yeah. And this goes just for trends in general. When something goes out of style for long enough, it comes back in. It's like that with fashion. It's like that with ways people like to do things, and it comes, and it's true with offenses too. Like, you're even kind of seeing it somewhat. I think in the NBA you're seeing that a little bit too, where teams are trying to go for more threes, and I think the volume of threes is going to continue, but you also see teams that are really valuing the mid-range game a little more, and really valuing the high-low game, really valuing forwards that can do pretty much a little bit of everything. So yeah, and I do think that this plays a little bit into here with the Titans, and I think, look, Derrick Henry is the kryptonite, I feel, could very well be the kryptonite here, because he was the kryptonite for Baltimore, because Baltimore simply could not stop him. Baltimore has a very good front seven, and that's it's not like he ran against just nobody. He ran against the Patriots front seven, a very good front seven. He ran against the Ravens front seven, another great, probably two of the top, I'd say 5 to 10 front sevens in the league, and he gashed them. He absolutely gashed them. And week 10, I got your facts for you, Sean. 181 yards from Ryan Tannehill, 188 from Derrick Henry. And that is literally Tennessee's strategy here. And similar to how the Niners are in control of their own destiny, ironically, I actually feel like the Titans, although they are the 9-7 team, not the better team of the two, I feel like they are the ones in control of their own destiny here in a weird, way of ways.
Well, if you look at Kansas City's home record this year, they've lost more games at home than on the road. They've lost 3 games at home and 1 on the road.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be really a factor in,
it's
either game.
Oh,
it's
not a factor necessarily. I'm saying the home,
Tennessee's won 2 games on the road.
Oh, yeah, well, they've won all of their games on the road. Mm-hmm. They've won at New England, one of the tough, if not the toughest places to play. Baltimore, really tough place to play. So Tennessee coming into Kansas City, it's
this
not
is
like
like nothing.
It's just
We
another
got this.
game. Yes, the Arrowhead is a tough place to play, but that's why I think this game really does favor Tennessee in a way that, let's get real, Kansas City is going to know, hey, we got to stop Derrick Henry. But the Patriots knew that. The Baltimore Ravens knew that. We're filming this on a Friday, so we don't know if Chris Jones is going to play. If Chris Jones plays,
it's over.
I feel like that's a big help for Kansas City's front seven. But if he's out, the Tennessee Titans will, demolish Kansas City on the run.
Kansas City's favored by a touchdown. Is that fair?
They've earned it. I think Baltimore was favored by about that, or they were up
7.5,
there. And the Patriots were favored, I think, by 4.5. So, listen.
That's where I think the Chiefs should be favored. I think it should be 4.5.
Tennessee, they go based off record. Mm-hmm. Even though Tennessee's looks really good the past couple weeks, and everybody's starting to hop on the bandwagon of Tennessee, I think if you look at middle of the year, was anybody talking about Derrick Henry?
No.
He's the rushing champ this year, but he has not been talked about up until the Patriots game. So I think now people are starting to notice, and I think people want to act like, oh, we could stop Derrick Henry or we can tackle. Thank you, Earl Thomas, for throwing that out there. But until you play him, you don't know how to defend him.
Yes, these are, ever since the Kansas City game, this is Derrick Henry's yards per game. Kansas City, 188, 2 touchdowns. Jacksonville, 159, 2 touchdowns. Indianapolis, 149, 1 touchdown. Oakland, 103, 2 touchdowns. Houston against the Houston Texans, week 15, 86 yards.
And that was an L for the Titans.
It was the one game they lost.
So it's like maybe that's the key.
Stretch. He sat the next game and they lost, but the last game of the season, 211, 3 touchdowns.
Ironically against
the Texans sat their team for that one, but 211, 3 touchdowns against any NFL team is very impressive. Then in the playoffs, 182, 1 touchdown. Baltimore, 195. No touchdowns, but you still got 195 yards. And look, when you I'll try to use a baseball analogy here. When you have a pitcher in the postseason, you ride that pitcher as long as they can, because if someone's hot, they're just hot. And Derrick Henry is that guy right now for the league. And usually it's like that, where one person just simply rises to the top, and he is that guy, and the more you use him, the better. Now, here's how Kansas City's going to try to stop that. I don't even think they're going to try to I think they're going to try to stop that simply by points. I really think that they're going to, and that's the issue, though, with Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry's on the field and he's getting you 8-9 yards a carry, that time just starts ticking. That time starts ticking, and when that time ticks, that's less time for Patrick Mahomes to put up points on the board. And look, Patrick Mahomes, they can put points on a board faster than anyone in the league. They put 51 up in 3 quarters. That's probably more than any other team can do at this point. However, like you said, Sean, earlier, this Tennessee Titans defense is not the Texans defense. And if you look at the Titans defense, they have played really well. They held Lamar Jackson to 12 points last week. 12. That's it. The number one scoring offense in the league, 12 points. That's a really good defense. And to be honest, before just talking about this, I would have told you the Chiefs would have won. I'm switching it right now. I think the Titans are going to win. I really do. I really do. I really do. Because if you think about it, like, look, the Chiefs are at home, and that's great. But at this point, I can't see the Chiefs stopping Derrick Henry. I can't. And how do you stop Derrick Henry? Do you stop Derrick Henry? The thing is, look, if the Chiefs think they're going to stop Derrick Henry by just simply outscoring them, they're going to lose, because they won't have enough time to do it, and they won't be able to get into that rhythm. That was the problem in the first quarter of the Chiefs game the other day. They simply could not get into that rhythm. Why? Because they were dropping passes. And why? Because the Texans were just kept on scoring. They weren't able to get into that rhythm. Once they finally got into the rhythm, then they were fine. But the thing is, the Texans, they didn't have a guy like Derrick Henry who was able to stop that rhythm. Derrick Henry, not only that's what makes a running back so dangerous at this point in the season, because they can stop. Not only can they gash and tire out that defense, but they can stop the offense from making plays, because he's simply on the field for longer. The Titans can put together a 6-minute drive where they score 7 points. And that's 6 minutes that the Chiefs don't have. So that's why I think the Titans are going to win on Sunday. Like, for real.
All in?
For real. Titans, Niners, we're calling it right now. What do you think, John? Are you gonna come on board?
Listen,
You're gonna come on board?
It comes down. First, no, I'm not buying. It comes down. It comes down to what I said with the last game. Sometimes you got to get there and lose before you get there and win. And Patrick Mahomes has gotten there and lost.
That's
and this
fair.
year he's gonna get there and win. Listen, I like what the Titans do. It kind of reminds me of a primetime game for the Chiefs this year against the Colts, where I turned the game on, excited to see Patrick Mahomes do his thing, and Patrick Mahomes was standing there in a baseball cap the whole game, and Quentin Nelson stole the show, and the Colts just dominated the time of possession and beat the Chiefs in a low-scoring game. That's the key for the Titans if you're going to win, but I don't think they can do it. I think Patrick Mahomes is just too good. He's too hot right now. And, I mean, if in a shootout, the Chiefs are going to win.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a shootout.
I don't,
because I don't think the Titans. The thing is, the Titans don't need to score a lot of points. Because look, in 2 weeks, what was the score of the Patriots game, Sean?
14-20.
All right, so they scored 14. So they allowed 14 points to the Patriots, 13 points to the Patriots, and 12 points to the Ravens. And look, those two offenses. I mean, and the Ravens are the number one scoring offense in the league. So I don't think the Titans are going to allow Patrick Mahomes to score. Look, it would shock me if the Chiefs scored more than 30 points again. I don't see it happening.
I can see it happening.
I think what we saw on Sunday last week was simply an idea of the Texans, like literally. This is what happened with the Texans. The Texans they didn't choke. No, don't even tell me that. They didn't choke. They didn't choke. Because look, 24 points didn't even feel like 24 points. Let's get that right.
I think the Texans' run was a little fluky. The Chiefs' run was a little fluky. And I think the second half was what I expected the game to look like.
That game made zero sense. That game made absolutely zero sense.
I agree on that.
But I
think the second half made sense, though. The second half is what I expected. Is what the whole game should have been.
Look, the first half definitely didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that ruined the whole game. But basically, at the end of the day, you have the Titans. The Titans. Look, I'm losing my train of thought. But here, let me just say something, and it will bring back to me.
Wait, here's
you take the mic.
Here's my thing is like, if you've got the game, there's 2 minutes on the clock now, and Chiefs are up by 4. Now what are the Titans gonna do? Like, I don't trust Ryan Tannehill to go win that game.
That's the thing is, I don't think it's gonna get down to that point.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. You got to remember that Ravens win was great and all, but Lamar Jackson missed a lot of opportunities.
That's fair.
He turned the ball over. Patrick Mahomes is not gonna do that.
Who knows? Who knows?
This is the best. Listen, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I have ever seen, and he is going to be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. Yes, he's kind of the evolution of Aaron Rodgers to me.
Okay,
I think Rodgers kind of ushered in a new era of these quarterbacks who can move around, they can buy time, they can throw on the run, and Patrick Mahomes is just kind of the evolved version of Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right. Look, I think when it comes down to it, this is how I think the game's going to go. Titans are going to go down. They're going to run the clock out, and they're going to score 3 points. Nothing bad. Chiefs will come down. They'll score 7. And then you're just going to start to see the game get tired, and they're just going to run the football. And it's just the Chiefs aren't going to have enough time to score 35 points. It's just not going to happen.
Jeremy, I like the insight. I think that's, very insightful. 3 points, 7 points.
10, 17.
Yeah. Listen, John's right. Patrick Mahomes is amazing.
Yeah,
he is an incredible quarterback.
Oh, nothing against
There's
him.
No question about it. I think any NFL fan can look at Patrick Mahomes and say, okay, he's going to be good for a long time.
100%.
Kansas City's offense is unreal. Just like last year, they're a great offense. But again, we can't just look at one facet of the game. There's a reason Kansas City didn't go to the Super Bowl last year. There's a reason. Their defense isn't great.
The reason is because D Ford jumped off sides. That's the reason.
That too. But Kansas City's problem has always been their defense. And as much as we like to say, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's the savior, he can do everything, there's 3 parts of this game. And just like offense, defense and special teams is just as important. So defensively, the Kansas City's always been a horrible run defense. Like last year, a bad run defense. They can't stop the run. This year, just in yards, they're 17th in defense. They're 17th. Okay,
and to be fair, the second half of the year, the Chiefs were better than the first half of the year.
26th, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, ever since they lost to the Titans, you've seen a steady improvement from that defense. They hadn't allowed 30 points all season until they allowed 31 points to the Texans.
35.
30. Well.
Oh wait, which game?
In the last week game.
Oh, okay.
31. So look, but also here it comes down to this: the Titans are. It's like Pokemon kind of thing. The Titans are going to play their.
Are you seriously bringing Pokemon?
I don't know.
I really want this analogy.
I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I'm gonna throw it out here. So the Titans are going to play a fire card. They're going to play Derrick Henry. Usually, water beats fire. However, the Kansas City Chiefs, their best play is to fight fire with fire, and they're going to play
to
Patrick
make a
Mahomes.
bigger fire.
Exactly. So is that enough? Like, can you fight fire with fire? Can Patrick Mahomes outperform Derrick Henry? And that's a very tough task to do.
Well, one question we know is Ryan Tannehill will not outplay Patrick Mahomes.
But he doesn't need to.
No.
It's not about. Look, this is not Ryan Tannehill's team. I don't really. Look, I'm about to say something.
Can I squash something real quick? There's a lot of people right now saying that Ryan Tannehill is better than Aaron Rodgers.
No, that is false. That is false. That is false.
Yeah, let's just squash that right now. That is
falso.
Blasphemous.
I'll say it in Spanish. That is a falso. That is no cierto.
I like that.
No es cierto. Like, that is not a thing. But look, Ryan Tannehill, in a very similar way, is doing what he needs to do to get the job done, and that's all he needs to do.
He's a great game manager.
He's
a really good game manager.
He's a Jimmy Garoppolo.
And he's doing what Jimmy's doing right now, to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
But okay, we're sitting here talking about it exactly. But let's just keep it 100.
This is Derrick Henry's team. Just don't.
No, it's Derrick Henry's team. We're sitting here talking about what's going to happen in the game, what's going to do. Listen, if we're talking about how the Tennessee Titans are going to run the ball, run the clock because they don't want to give the ball to Patrick Mahomes, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that's what they're going to do. It's just about, listen, if Derrick Henry can pick up the first downs, they're running the 40-second clock down until that last second to run the ball.
Ryan Tannehill may be the boyfriend, but Derrick Henry wears the pants in that relationship. Let's get that right.
There
are some women where you know for sure that they are the one that wear the pants. And you know for sure Derrick Henry is wearing the pants.
It's the Tennessee Henrys. They're the Tennessee Henrys. But again, it's like everybody's talking about Derrick Henry, but the defense of the Tennessee Titans is playing with a big chip on their shoulder. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen, to be completely honest, I was scared watching those two games against the Patriots and Ravens. I was like, wow, I don't know what they're playing for. They're clearly playing to win a Super Bowl.
The whole Titans team is playing with a chip on their shoulder. Every single one of them. Because the thing is this, like, the way I see the Titans is it's a team, really, other than Derrick Henry, of a bunch of just cast-offs. Look, Deion Lewis, Patriots cast-off.
He wasn't a cast-off.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So I think the defense has some legitimate ball players.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that's how they built their team. They built their team on defense. And, in a way, it's very similar to how the 49ers are built in a weird way.
Very similar.
They're very similar, which, the Niners have really been the one consistent team all year long that has, consistently been at the top of the game. And maybe that's why we feel very strongly about the Titans. And, look, the Titans are, everybody wants the Titans to win, I feel like, except Chiefs fans and the NFL. Why? Because the Chiefs want the Chiefs to win, and the NFL doesn't want the Tennessee Titans to be in the Super Bowl. They want Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
The NFL, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to throw out conspiracies or anything, but
they want Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
NFL does not want the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl.
Because they want Mahomes in there.
100%. First of all, they want it to be a Packers versus Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they want that. State Farm, it will pay a bunch.
That's like a mirror match of the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
On the 100th season. How crazy would that be?
No, that's exactly what they want. But they're not going to get it.
But, I think They will get the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Maybe.
I think we're overthinking. You guys are overthinking this one. Like, dude, Lamar Jackson lost that game. Like, was it 2 or 3 interceptions?
But also, what we've seen from Patrick Mahomes this year, look, Patrick.
Like, he threw multiple interceptions
seen,
in a playoff
and
game.
look, and I'll give you credit with that, John. But I think another part of it too is we've seen Patrick Mahomes fail. We saw Patrick Mahomes fail this stage last year. We saw him fail against the Titans this year. We saw him almost blow it against the Texans. We've seen parts of Patrick Mahomes that can be floppy. We haven't really seen that from Derrick Henry yet. And I think that's why a lot of people are on this bandwagon. And also, they want the Titans to win because, look, it's a great underdog story. A fantastic underdog story. A 9-7, 6 seed that had that switched quarterbacks that started 2-4 is 1 win away from the Super Bowl. And not only are they 1 win away from the Super Bowl, they have a very, very legitimate chance to win this game. They are not just a kickover in this game. They are legitimate contenders to win this game, and anyone can agree with that. I don't think that people are saying that this is going to be a Chiefs massacre. And look, here's the thing. I think if you look at the 4 options, a Tennessee blowout, a Tennessee close win, a Kansas City close win, a Kansas City blowout, I think the least likely of those 4 is a Kansas City blowout. Because the Titans will be in the game every step of the way because they have Derrick Henry.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's that much of a stretch. Like, we've seen him neutralize
That's what
before.
we said.
That's what we said last week.
Before. That's what we said last week. That's what we said last week against the Ravens.
But here's the thing. This is kind of laughable, man. Like, think about, okay.
He'd be laughing his way to the bank because he's getting that Super Bowl ring.
A month and a half ago, like...
Yeah, but that was a month and a half ago.
I know.
This is 2020. This is the here and the now. And the here and the now is the fact that Derrick Henry is literally carrying his team on his back and has a very legit chance to win the Super Bowl. And he's going against a Chiefs team that has proven that they are not reliable in these kind of situations. Andy Reid has only been to 1 Super Bowl in his life, and he has had the chance to go to how many Super Bowls? Like 7 or 8.
But it's not like the Titans are a proven product either.
No, they're not. But also and look, we're talking hypotheticals, but the fact that the Titans have proven they haven't blown it, and they have proven themselves to be the number 1 team in the league this season on the road, not even close. 2 scores. They beat them by 2 scores. They handily beat them.
I blame the
Patriots
for this because here's the problem.
Yeah,
here's the problem. Bill
okay
Belichick and the Patriots are in the playoffs, and now we're losing our minds, and we don't know what's going to happen.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with blaming the Patriots on anything.
I'm really rooting for the Titans. Mike Vrabel, old Patriots player.
The Bill O'Brien coaching tree.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien did not do anything to help Mike Vrabel. We'll say that.
I mean,
listen, okay. I don't think anybody in this room or outside this room can really imagine the Tennessee Titans being in the Super Bowl because we couldn't imagine them beating the Patriots. We couldn't imagine them beating the Ravens. Of course, we're like, oh, Derrick Henry, he's going to do so well. They're going to have a shot. They're going to lose it. So, yes, John, the Kansas City Chiefs, we can imagine them in the Super Bowl because they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. But let's not get it twisted. The Tennessee Titans will punch them in the mouth, and they don't care who they are. So people come into Kansas City afraid to play Patrick Mahomes just because he's the big name. But let me just throw this out there. One reason I really just want to see the Titans beat the Chiefs, and I think they will, unlike John, is Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend is probably the most annoying girlfriend I have ever seen on the face of this planet. It has nothing to do with football, and I'm sorry if I'm getting off topic here.
Yeah.
If you have a chance today, go on Twitter and look up this girl.
I don't like Miss Piggy.
Not one bit.
Look, I love Miss Piggy. I don't want Miss Piggy as my girlfriend.
Well, yep, exactly. Kermit, he does his own thing, and he's really good at it, but everybody remembers Kermit's name and not Miss Piggy's.
Just give me a quick score.
I'm going to say, wow, okay, that's...
Just go quick score.
I'm going to say 31-27 Titans.
All right. John?
I got 24-45 Chiefs.
Oh, my God.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid.
I just want to say one thing.
There might be a little alcohol in that
I hope
Kool-Aid.
we're yeah,
You're drinking a little more than Kool-Aid, bro.
just a little bit more. I hope
Yeah,
both.
we're talking about Pat Mahomes.
I hope
He's
me.
not throwing interceptions
Oh,
like
my.
Lamar Jackson.
I hope both me and Mr. John Whitney are on the Super Bowl preview. So when
And
I'm
also,
talking,
I like Miss Piggy. I think she's a very good cat.
I think Miss Piggy's. I like Miss Piggy by herself. I don't think she treats Kermit very well.
well, Miss Piggy has a big head for she munches off of Kermit a little too much, and I think that's a great parallel. But if me and John Whitney end up on this Super Bowl show in a couple weeks, and the Titans, we were talking about the Titans, I just want the camera to pan on John's face so that I can smile and laugh, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing to see the Titans in the Super Bowl.
I got 27-23 Chiefs. Or no, Chiefs will lose to the Titans. That's my final answer. 27-23 Titans. Lock it
Jeremy,
in.
you're very smart. Very
Lock
smart
it in.
man.
Lock it in. All right. But, Sean, I'm going to ask you this. I know John's answer to this question. What game are you looking forward to more? AFC, NFC?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 49ers-Packers game. To be honest, I don't think the Titans-Chiefs game is going to be too exciting.
I don't know. I mean, look.
Like I'm so excited because, like I said, it's this clash of philosophies.
Hey, last year we got 2 overtime games in championship weekend.
This championship weekend feels a lot different.
It
than
does.
last year
It does
as well.
because I think a lot of people expected there to be different teams here.
Yeah, last year we kind of got the matchups we expected and the matchups we wanted.
You got the matchups you expected, even with results you didn't necessarily expect. Because look, you had both the road teams won last year against 2 home teams, and you could have argued that those games, both of them could have gone either way. So, yeah, you got the matchups you wanted, but not necessarily the results you were expecting. This year, I think you're getting not the matchups you wanted, but maybe in a way, I don't know.
Well, what
there's a
results
lot.
are we expecting? Like, are we actually expecting the Titans to beat the Chiefs, or are we living in fantasy land?
You're expecting the Chiefs to beat the Titans, and
So-
I think many Americans are.
But also, last year you could have said you expected the Patriots to beat the Chiefs,
which they did
and they did.
twice.
Yes. So I don't know. Look, there's a lot of hypotheticals. We talked about them a lot, and
I'm sorry
now we just got to watch the games.
I'm sorry the Patriots didn't do it this year, guys. I know it's a really boring playoff now, and next year you guys can enjoy the playoffs again in the Super Bowl. It's going to be fine.
No, it was the first year the Texans made it further than the playoffs than the Patriots.
That makes me sick to my stomach.
It was fantastic.
They didn't do much with it though.
No, they didn't.
No.
Yeah.
You could have made it a game, like a couple more points in the second.
I mean, hey, we had a lead more than you guys had. We scored more points in a quarter than you did in a game.
Very true.
Let me ask you this: what do the Texans need to do to get to that next level?
I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Meyer Schmillo Schreien.
Yes.
That's what it rhymes with.
I think it's overdue.
Yeah.
It's safe to
Well,
say.
you know what?
Maybe they'll hire AJ Hinch to help them out.
Anyone. Can we hire? He hasn't. He wasn't suspended from the NFL, so you never know. He knows the city pretty well.
There's a guy whose name rhymes with Blinken Piley just across the state line.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna
I
want
hope
to.
everybody knows what
Yeah.
it rhymes with.
Yeah, it
Lincoln
rhymes.
Riley.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it rhymes with Jeremy Brener, but I mean, hey, Astros call me. I'm available. I need a job after graduation. So, all right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, guys. This was interesting. This took a turn, but
We got a little weird on Friday.
yeah,
This was longer
it's
than we
Friday.
expected.
It's Friday. It's a long time. A little bit. Yeah. But next Monday we are off for Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone who observes and celebrates. We'll be back next week with 2 more episodes of the Hidden in the Field podcast. We are going to start implementing some new podcast content in the coming weeks, so also be on the lookout for that. But then we'll be back a week from Monday on January 27th for the hour-long Super Bowl preview episode where we will dive deep into everything Super Bowl live on YouTube. So be sure to check that out. Go subscribe to our YouTube page if you haven't done so already. And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Hitting the Field. Sean and John, John and Sean, thank you very much for joining me on this Friday afternoon.
Titans versus 49ers.
Titans Niners. We got
Niners.
Chiefs Packers. And what do I got? I got Bengals Lions. All right. Hey, you never know.
Bro,
Okay.
Stafford.
Yeah. All right. Until next
Can I say one thing before we sign out?
All right, one more thing.
All right.
We got a little
These scooters are great. Ride them responsibly.
Facts.
ride the scooters responsibly.
Yes.
We don't want to lose our privs.
No. All right. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.